Brand new opening, brand new season, and the same head coach.
Yep.
Coach Adam Fossett, the BB Comer Tigers, brought to you by Marble City Pharmacy here in town. Coach, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
And fall camp, school started. We got Jamboree tomorrow night. Let's get started this morning. How'd fall camp go?
It went well. We've had, we've had a good summer as far as workouts and attendance, and with us not doing spring football, we get to start a week early and then have a Jamboree. So that's kind of the trend that we stick with. I don't think I'll ever do spring football again. So, but
why?
For us, we have our athletes played numerous sports, and being a small school, you have athletes that literally go from June to May nonstop, and like your track athletes, if they're in the state track meet the first weekend in May, and then you start spring football that Monday, they're not getting any kind of break or anything like that. So I think the wear and tear on the body is just too much. And plus they're already exhausted, and then you're going to try and squeeze 9 practices in and play Jamboree and things like that. So you take that time off, and then you get another week in the fall, which seems to be beneficial for us.
Coming off 2 deep runs in Class 2A, losing a tough game last year and went to the finals the year before. Let's talk about the 24 edition of the BB Comer Tigers. Where do we begin?
We got a lot of new faces, faces in new places. We graduated 12 seniors last year. 3 of those 12 are playing football at the next level right now.
Talk about those a few minutes.
So Kamor Harris is at Memphis, doing well at Memphis. Has been there for a while as far as over the summer, just learning the program and being in the program. Chris Wilson is at UT Martin. He's put on some good weight and playing well up there and moving up the depth chart there as well. So and then Devin Harvey is at West Alabama. He's there as a receiver. And Devin's an athlete. He could probably play a couple positions over there, but he was offered a preferred walk-on as a receiver over there.
You just don't replace guys like that.
No, it's not an overnight replacement, and we knew that we were going to have this large group come through, and with the way it kind of goes, we have some smaller classes.
Kind of a
males.
cycle, isn't it?
It is. It's a cycle. It's we'll call it traditional high school football. We play with the guys that we have, and sometimes we have bigger classes than others. And some of the classes coming through now are big in number, but there are a lot of females in that class. So the female population outnumbers the male population quite a bit. And there's less males to play in the male sports. Moving
up from 2A to 3A.
That's I think there's going to be a few differences, but we're familiar with most of the teams that are in our region. We played Dadeville the past 2 years. We played Childersburg the past 4 years. Randolph County was in our region years back, and we know what they have. You have Beulah, who we haven't played in a while, and then you have the mystery teams of Lee Scott and Glenwood that you don't know much about because
they're excellent football programs.
Yeah, and they're coming from AISA, and both of them have had really good records of success over the past couple of years. So trying to find out more about them, and I think we'll know more over the next couple of weeks.
You throw Vincent in there, the second game of the year.
Yeah, and then our non-region. So, you go from your phone rings off the hook and everybody wants to play you to you can't get people to call you back to play you for non-region games. So our non-region schedule is tough, and I'm okay with that. But Non-region, we play Wadley in 2 weeks. They're preseason number 3 in the state. A lot of people have them picked to be in the Super 7 for 1A. We go to Vincent the following week. And then week 5, our other non-region is Piedmont. And then week 10, we play Thorsby, who we've battled with Thorsby over the past couple of years in our region. And both of us moved up to 3A, and both of us were looking for games. So we ended up deciding to play week 10.
Kind of showcase tomorrow night down at Legion Stadium, a 3-team fall jamboree or whatever you want to call it. How's that going to work?
So the schedule's set up where at 6 o'clock we'll play Weaver. We'll play two varsity quarters, and then we'll play a JV quarter. We'll come off the field. Elmore County will play Weaver in the same setup, and then we'll rotate that out. So once Weaver's played twice, they'll be able to go, and then we'll play Elmore County and be done. So
what do you try to accomplish in a jamboree like that?
You know, number one, as crazy as it is, number one is to get out unscathed. So, and there's nothing you can do to prevent that, but you want to get out healthy. Second thing is we've got to figure out where some of our pieces go. So, you know, you can see what you see in practice, and you see what you see on film from scrimmage sessions and things like that in practice. But we've got to see what some of these guys do against different opponents, and how they react in certain situations. So, you know, we're not going to show a whole lot of razzle dazzle. We're going to line up and play football, but we've got to see what some of these young guys can do. We got to see what some of these guys that have not that don't have any skin in the game yet so far. So. We know what our seniors are capable of. We know what Ray and Richard and Michael Kirksey and a couple of those guys, we know what they're capable of doing. So we've got to see what their supporting cast can do and what we need to fix and what we need to work on.
Talk about the B.B. Comer Tiger offensive backfield as it stands now.
Right now, there's a couple different options. You know, Tristan Garrett, Michael Kirksey is back there. We'll throw Richard Weed back there. We'll throw Ray in the mix back there. So it's just kind of a smorgasbord right now of different possibilities. So each one kind of brings something different to the table, and are able to make things happen for us. So. The biggest thing is replacing 4 out of 5 offensive linemen.
Yeah,
that's anybody that's knows just a little bit about football knows the offensive line is important for your success, and we've been moving those parts around all of fall camp and trying to find the right recipe up front, and we feel like we're pretty close to where we want to be. But we got a few more things that have to fall into place.
Who are some guys on that offensive front you're looking at?
First and foremost, Caden Brown's our only returning starter,
Yeah.
and he's going to have to lead that group up front and be tough for us up front. But Jacorian Borden has played well. Josh Ruiz has stepped in and played well for us, and Taj Hughes has come in huge for us. So. Those 3 guys, and then we have a 4th question mark. So, and we've got about 3 guys in the rotation for that 5th spot, and it's up for grabs.
Defensively, last year, B.B. Comer a lot of times are pretty stingy defensively, and you're going to have to replace quite a number of guys on that side of the ball too.
Yeah, we've got to replace a ton of guys. You know, you're looking at replacing. An all-state linebacker, an all-state DB. So you've got an all-state. It was all-state offensive line, but he was better defensively than Chris Wilson, somebody that he could shut down the whole side of an offense by himself. So we've got to be able to do some things over there, and again, that's those question marks where we've got to plug some guys in and see who can play where, and then at the end of the day, see when the lights come on, who's ready to go, who's going to be physical and who's going to play hard and fast and do the things that they're asked to do.
this team, the 2024 edition of the Tigers, much different than 23 and 22 but higher classification, Class 3A. Do these kids blink an eye at any of this?
No, I don't think they don't really pay much attention to that. Like they know that we're in 3A, but it's amazing with with social media and technology. As soon as they found out the region, they started looking up who was there and who played, and a lot of them know each other from all across the state, just from playing, growing up and playing over different leagues and stuff as kids. So I think our guys' mentality is they're just ready to line up and play. It's been over the past couple of years. It's been one of those things where, just to be honest with you, we've been a terrible team practice-wise. And the guys, I'll tell them, I let them know all the time, you guys are stressing me out because you practice like crap, to be honest with you, and then you go out and perform. So, but this is the biggest turnover that we've had in a long time. So my stress level, where it's usually high, it's higher than it has been because, Ray Ray's one of our team leaders, and he's just nonchalant, and it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be good, and he's cutting up, and I'm like, I need you to be a little bit stressed out with me. So, but.
And you had some of those guys in previous years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and I think the big thing, too, is like, for our guys, just being able to, for us to all realize at the end of the day that they're still kids. And that's hard for us to do as coaches. We got a couple young guys, and we expect a ton out of, and you're like, and then the practice, you're like, man, he's in 8th grade, or he's in 9th grade, or you're like, golly. So he is a lot younger than what we see him, just because he's a bigger kid or more athletic or whatever.
Coach, you've been there because when you came, you began to build a program.
Yeah, we've been there, and one thing these guys know how to do is be successful, and they know kind of what it takes to be successful. So that's just got to rub off on the young guys, and the young guys have got to get we've got to get a little bit more mentally and physically tougher as we grow and as we get older, and that'll come with the program moving ahead and doing the things that they need to do. But at the end of the day, we're going to keep coaching hard. We're going to keep taking care of the kids, and we're looking forward to tomorrow night, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
All right, let's talk about, before we go this morning, how it's going to work tomorrow night, and how people can get tickets. How can they get in the game?
Yeah, so tomorrow night we'll start at 6 o'clock. We'll start an hour early, just because there's so much going on. Tickets will be on GoFan, or they can be sold at the front gate of the stadium. That'll be one of the only gates open, is that front gate. And then,
how much are the tickets?
$7.
Okay.
Tickets are $7. I know there'll be 7 on GoFan. I think there'll be 7. I don't understand how that works at the gate. I don't know if there's a $1 fee or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it's 7 both places. And basic setup is at 6 o'clock. We'll play Weaver for 2 quarters, and then we'll play a young guy quarter, which you'll see a lot of our same guys, but we're going to have some different guys move into different spots and things like that. And then we'll come off the field, and Elmore County will come on and play Weaver for the same thing, 2 quarters and a JV quarter. And then once they're done, Elmore County will move from the home side to the visitor sideline, and we'll come back out and play Elmore County. So special teams are dead, no live special teams. We will line up. So like if we kick off, we'll line up and kick off to them. We just want to see our guys run down the field, make sure they stay in their lanes and things like that.
Will the band be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mr. Seaborn and the band will be there. I've talked to him, and we've got over the years we've really been able to build a great relationship between our band and our cheerleaders, and that's really helped our school come together as far as just being a collective group and being able to support each other. So that they'll be there, and hopefully we'll have a big crowd, and it's time for some football.
Lastly, can this Tiger team be successful enough to reach the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can be successful to reach the playoffs. I think things have to go right for us, and the key is definitely to stay healthy. It's one of those things where we've got to control what we can control, and then let everything else sort itself out. But if we stay healthy and focused on what we've got to do, I think we can definitely be a playoff team.
All right. Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at BB Comer, brought to you by Marble City Pharmacy, Coach's Corner, here on a Thursday morning.